Ciao, what's up everybody? How we doing today? Welcome to the Fat and Broke channel. We are going to be walking around in this area by the wharf in District 1. While we're doing that, we're going to talk about should you study abroad in Vietnam? Should you come and do some college here? Should you even study abroad at all? Most likely people finding this video is going to be people wanting to study here. So the quick short answer is heck yeah, why wouldn't you want to? Super cheap, super fun. If you're a guy, lots of hot girls. I can go on and on and on. Housing's super affordable. I mean, we'll get into all these things, but yeah. Short form answer, because I'm not a clickbaiter, is 100% you should study here abroad if you're looking to study somewhere abroad. Or if a company or something is asking you to be pushed in that direction. I think if you ask me, everyone should have to study abroad. It should be almost a mandatory thing for most people. A lot of people sadly are never going to leave their bubbles of, you know, where their hometown's from even, especially Midwest, stuff like this. It's, you know, it's very difficult for these people to get out of the always returning to home type deal. But I digress on that. We're talking about studying abroad. And what makes me bring that topic up today for the video on the channel? Well, VN Express ran a pretty good article. International students studying in Vietnam rising. The number of international students studying in Vietnam increased by 10% per year in 2018 to 2023. The Ministry of Education has reported 22,000 students are registered right now internationally, which does not sound like a tremendously huge number, but that's a pretty big number for Vietnam. I was expecting it to be far less than that. Vietnamese educational institutions hosting international students regularly organize cultural, artistic, sport exchange activities, providing opportunities for international students to get insights into Vietnam's cultural traditions and its people, while helping Vietnamese students understand more about the culture of other nations. According to the ministry, upon completing their studies in Vietnam, many foreign students have actively engaged in developing cultural, educational, diplomatic, economic, and political relations between their countries with Vietnam. This contributes to not only promoting Vietnam's culture and education globally, but also intensifying educational cooperation between the country and other nations, the ministry said. Well, as points that we immediately went over when I essentially started the video, I mean, if you're a dude that's 18 and you've never been anywhere, and you're like, I can go study abroad in Vietnam, and you're watching this video, do it. Don't even think about it, just do it. Come with no preconceptions, just enjoy it. Then you'll be blown away at how nice the people are, how friendly everyone is, you know, the cheap food, the delicious food. It just goes, you know, on and on. It's difficult to find cons, but, you know, if we're gonna be picky, many people are gonna see this as a con. For sure. I mean, this isn't even rush hour yet or anything like that, but do I find it to be a problem? No. But like, there's that right there, dinking away on his little Italian scooter. So I mean, it's very easy to blend into. There's a whole like tribe community called Bowden where like all the expats live. So if you want to be a part of that kind of like community thing, you know, pretty much they've got what you need. If you're, you know, I can't think of too many cons other than traffic, garbage. I mean, customer service is lacking, but if you're just going to be here for like a 2-year or a 1-year, those things aren't going to probably necessarily affect you unless you're some kind of like super anal person and like want everything to be your way and stuff like that. You got to realize that when you're in Vietnam, you're not in America or in the West or in Australia or anywhere else other than Vietnam. And Vietnam has its own set of rules, culture, guidelines, and yeah, you just want to play in those guidelines. As far as like getting in trouble and stuff, not a big thing either. I mean, it's very safe here. The next thing is going to be like maybe some women are clicking on this too. Like, as a woman, are you going to be safe here? Yes, you're going to be safe here. You know, just like anywhere, you don't want to go romping around at like 3 a.m. half naked, you know, at night by yourself. this is common sense. For the most part, you're gonna be fine. Like, you know, really the major crime here is crimes of opportunity involving petty thefts. Mainly cell phone, purses, something that they could quickly grab and drive away from. Like where you're not maybe even driving, so then they know you can't catch them. That's really the, and you know, that's not crazy, but it happens. So you just have to be mindful with your stuff, you know. You don't want to be like, I had a phone stolen out of my hand walking across the street like this from a guy on a motorbike. Literally just grabbed it out of my hands and drove away. I was like, holy snikey. So don't make that mistakes. And of course, if you are gonna move to Vietnam or wherever you're gonna go, find a bunch of YouTubers that are there if you really want to get the lay of the land, and just start watching their videos. It doesn't matter who. If I'm not your flavor of the week for Vietnam, there's plenty of other guys. I'm sure you can find someone that'll probably align with your thinking and stuff like that. But 100% I'd say to move to Vietnam to study abroad. I think you'd have a culturally rich experience. You definitely, if you're into women, I mean, that's, I don't mean to keep going over that point, but definitely a good plus, you know what I'm saying? And they don't date like Western culture women, you know, it's not, again, I would just watch a bunch of videos on these things if you are leaning towards it, and then you can educate yourself. I'm not trying to digress too much into like one specific topic, but you know, the point of this video is if you're somebody that is debating coming here to do some college classes or learn Vietnamese for a year, that's the other big thing, is a lot of guys come here and learn Vietnamese. They'll come here for 6 months, 3 months, a year, and they'll learn Vietnamese. And there's nothing wrong with that. If you have the time and you have the funds and the availability to take Vietnamese every day and study it and double down, and you've got that, you know, mindset to learn stuff like that and you're a go-getter, you'll do fine with that. I've met a few people that have gone through the language courses and really learned nothing, but just Vietnamese was just simply too hard for them. You know, I think at some point I'll probably start taking classes. I've talked about it for years, but there just hasn't been a pressure for me to need it. But now that we're, you know, seriously trying to have a kid, I want to be able to speak Vietnamese too, so I can interact with everything, like real talk. So that's what hopefully will happen, you know. Will happen. Hold on. It's fine. So in closing, excuse me, I have the live stream going as well. Move here, study here, enjoy it, watch a YouTuber of wherever you want to move. If it's Japan, Korea, wherever you're thinking, go do it. You'd be crazy not to. I thank you for watching. If you want to contact me, you can join up on the Patreon. It's got a really buggy system for messaging, but I will eventually get back to you on there. There's also a bunch of additional content. The whole Japanese trip is on there. I tend to put content on there sporadically, but in big bulk things. So for $5, I think it's pretty good value. It's up to you. And then live streaming is done at ZBats on Kick. So if you go to kick.com/ZBats, Z-B-A-T-Z, you will see me over there. So as ever, I thank you guys so much. Stay frosty. We shall see you on the next one. Peace out.